So let's go ahead and take a look at our homework problems here. I'm on problem number 1. It's asking you what the residual is. So go ahead, always click on question help, and there's going to be a textbook right here for you all to read it. I have explained what residual is, so go ahead and pick the answer for that. Option 2, two variables, a positive linear correlation. So they're saying it's a positive linear correlation. That means it's all going up right here. So what does that mean? If it's a positive correlation, when x is increasing, what is happening to your y value? So go ahead, pick what it is. If it's positive correlation, that means it's going up. So your slope will always be, go ahead and see if it's going up, it's going to be positive. If the line is going down, then your slope is going to be negative. So go ahead and see which one is it. They say it's a positive correlation. Positive is going up, so check if your slope has to be positive or negative. You have various options here, so please be very careful while you're picking this one. All right. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. How do you predict y values? Remember what you do. You have y is equal to mx plus b. So what you're doing is you have your b value, you have your m value, and you have your x value. So what you do is you go ahead and take your x and plug into the equation so you can solve for y. So you substitute your x into the equation so you can solve for y. Okay, so go ahead and see which one is that and plug that in. Okay, this is very important. I want to go ahead and do this one. Given a data set and a corresponding regression line, determine all the values that provide meaningful predictions. So what I mean by that is, let's say your x values, or you have your x values from 2 to 20, right? You can only predict the values, you can only predict the y values that are close range. That is, you can go one below. I'm going to change the color here. You can only predict the values from 1, that is going one below, and going one above to 21. So you can only predict the values between 1 and 21. If they ask you for 23 or 43, you cannot predict the values. So the prediction values for x are meaningful only for x values in the close range, that is one below and one above. So please keep that in mind. If your x is 2, you can go one below and one above. So your option is going to be this one. Final check. Very good. Very important. In order to predict the equation of regression line, what should be very significant? Remember what I told you. I want you all to go back to your lesson and see, for us to find the regression, the correlation coefficient must be what? That's what they're asking. The correlation coefficient must be, you need to go ahead and check which one is this and go ahead and plug in your answer. I explained very clearly that we should have a correlation coefficient in order to find the linear regression. All right. Use the scattered plot for the registered nurse salary data. What type of correlation? So they're asking you what type of correlation is it? It's for me, it's all going up. So that means there's a positive correlation. When there's a positive correlation, what is happening? As the number of years of your experience are increasing, what is happening to your salary? That's what they're asking you. Okay. So what do you see? It's all going up. If it's going up, that means it's a positive correlation. When it's a positive correlation, keep in mind, when X is increasing, your Y is also increasing. All right. Let's go ahead and look at the next one. For this one, I want to go ahead and do this problem here. An analyst used the regression line for the data to the right to predict the annual salary of registered nurses with 28 years. keep in mind what I told you. Your X value is starting from 2. Let me expand this one so y'all can see. Can I? Okay, hold on a second. Let me expand this. Okay. Yeah, you can see it now. See, your X value is starting from 2 and your X value is ending at 24. So remember what I said, 1 below. So that means you can predict the values from 1 and 1 above. 25. You can only predict the values in between 1 and 25. Anything greater than 25, less than 1, you cannot predict. So they're asking you for nurses 28 years of experience. You cannot predict the 28 years of experience, and they will not be meaningful. Why? Because 28 is outside the range of the data set. 28 is outside the range of the data set. Okay?